Ascension is very conscious, in terms of making intentional efforts to make a difference when it comes to diversity. And one aspect of that is your community engagement. How are you engaging yourself in the community? This is one way of doing it. St. Louis and golf really blend very well together. And when you think about this location where we're at here in North St. Louis County, we have 3 historic courses right here within a 5-mile radius of one another. It makes all the sense in the world to try and do an event here that not only promotes the area, but also promotes diversity, equity, and inclusion in the game of golf.
North St. Louis County makes up the largest population of minorities in the entire state. And to have this opportunity with the APGA to be right here in this community, I mean, again, it's just unprecedented, and it's something that I'm extremely excited about.
Golf is one of those sports that, again, not, I guess, in the early 60s, it was not where it needed to be. But once amongst the civil rights movements and people moving into the game, they realized that they're missing an opportunity to really speak to a group of athletes who could really come in and have an impact.
And this is why I love sharing the story of Charlie Sifford and others like Lee Elder, is because we know golf is for everyone. They knew golf was for everyone. They also knew that they were going to have to battle a lot of terrible things to get us to the point where we are now. And I think it's up to us to honor them in the way of their sacrifices that they have done, that they have given over their entire lives, to make sure that we continue to press forward. And I think that's what we are trying to do, is make sure that everyone understands that golf is for everybody.
Once the door was open, then that allowed people like the individuals who will be having at the APGA, the Advocates Professional Golf Association. Those guys are walking in the doors that were opened by those pioneers. And so we are happy to really not only to inspire them to continue their dream, but to give them access and the opportunity to do what they want to do in their careers.
My first professional event was actually on the APGA Tour a week after I graduated from college. It gives us a home and a place to play, that camaraderie, the brotherhood.
There's no other corporations or tours out there that are trying to help minorities the way the APGA and Ken Bentley is doing. So it's been amazing, and I'm excited to see what the future has for us.
For me, it's been a little bit different because I'd already been a pro for a while before the APGA even came along. I didn't know anyone. So I was just out there on my own, learning my way on my own. I didn't have anyone that was older than me that was doing it, especially didn't have anyone that looked like me that was out there doing it. So I wish there would have been an APGA tour when I came out of college.
My most fondest memories of me playing golf are me over at Grand Maria with my grandfather. After getting out of school, he gets out of work and I'm begging him to take me out there, and he was a really good player. And he knew what it took to be a good golfer, so he knew that I had to go out and practice. He knew I needed the golf clubs. Without him, I wouldn't have access to the game of golf and to the things I needed to be successful. So I'm very blessed and fortunate to have him in my life. And I know that a lot of kids don't have that access, so I'm trying to find ways, and golf is also trying to find a way to create that introduction to the game of golf to many kids that wouldn't,
Me and my dad learned the game by ourselves, and I didn't have a coach until my second year as a pro. So so me and my dad just figuring it out, doing what we can do. But the APGA has changed the way I go about things, and now them providing me a coach, and then giving me the opportunity to play at high-level golf courses and test my game. It's been an honor, and it's been a great journey so far.
Growing up in Ferguson, I never envisioned, pro golfers being people of color. Clearly, we always idolized Tiger Woods, but he was a very rare figure. He wasn't the person we saw every single day in our community. So to see guys coming out with the APGA, not only being leaders in our community in terms of advocating for the game of golf, but to be able to do it right in the community that I grew up in is extremely humbling.
And it's good to see that, people are actually taking action behind, saying that they want to see more diversity in the game of golf, saying that they want to see golf look more like the real world. And to have that support, it means a lot and definitely motivates us.
As a society, we saw that, wow, we can sit next to one another and enjoy this game no matter you black, white, CEO, custodian, or whatever. You know, sports is that one thing that can always kind of bring us together. And that's what it has done over the years. And we continue to break barriers.
All kids in general too, like I want them to see chasing your passion. I think no matter what they want to do, golf will help for sure. So I want them to pick up and just try the game of golf.
Just follow your dreams pretty much. If you follow your dreams and you're going about it the right way, you know, I'll believe that good things will happen. And, you know, I'm fortunate enough to be able to be 50 years old and still playing the game that I love. And hopefully kids can follow my footsteps and do the same thing, even better.
I want them to see hope, that there's hope to play golf at a high level, even being a Latino or, you know, minority, that you can go out there and do it, that it's possible. And I'm hoping to break that stereotype and inspire kids growing up.
If you want to be a doctor, a lawyer, architect, whatever you want to be, I think golf can aid that career and give you just a lot of friendships and experiences that help with that.
When you look at what golf is holistically, you look at the values that associate, the fact that you got to call your own penalties on yourself, the fact that you shake the hand of your opponent, look them in the eyes after your round of golf. You got 4 hours on the golf course. You can find out a lot about someone's values, about their morals. That's why it's a great sport, and it's why so many people love it, and why we continue to, do the work that we can to promote the game to everyone. It's because we understand that golf can be something that can be that can bring people together.